me get my damn mic untangled.
You're not prepared, sir. Neither was whoever ordered these chairs to go with this
These
grill
chairs
out here.
are crazy high.
Literally, the edge of this chair touches the edge of the table here, so your knees are now, once you sit down, higher than the table.
Now my knees are gonna be all scraped up. People gonna be like, "What were you doing?"
Also, why don't you have lotion?
It's funny because what I do have is coffee. At,
Same.
It's
5?
actually 6. It's actually 6.
Oh, it is 6 o'clock already.
We went to Giraldi's, Gimbaldi's,
Yep. Grimaldi's.
Grimaldi's, and we wanted to get lunch. We wanted to get a late lunch. We wanted to get some pizza.
We got there at 3 o'clock.
We got there at 3 o'clock, and they said we're not gonna have any hot pizza until 4:15. I looked at my watch, and it was like 2 something. I was like, man, forget that. So we left. We ended up going to Bahama Breeze. If you guys saw the short I uploaded from Bahama Breeze, and you know what I'm talking about. And we sat down and we started ordering. I looked at my phone and it said like 3:36. I was like, well, damn, we could have had pizza. And then I remembered I didn't set my watch forward an hour coming to Tampa from Destin.
Get you every time.
So that's the thing.
That's the thing.
But I do have this coffee because somebody commented on my video this morning. They said, thanks for the update or something. I think they said something like, thanks for the info, thanks for the news, but those shots got you. Maybe
shots?
I don't know. Maybe I just looked tired. Maybe they assumed I was taking shots on vacation and I looked tired this morning.
Well, I mean, you were up at like 4:45 this morning, so there's that.
Yeah, so yeah.
I love when people assume things with like literally no knowledge.
So it's actually like 3 something to me because I'm still kind of adjusting to the hour change in time, but the damn room was so damn hot. Like I originally woke up at 1:30 and I was like, I muscled through it, and it got to like 4 something. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Well, I was awake probably every 30 minutes, and maybe that was because of you.
Maybe. It was hot.
Well, you're a furnace, so I kicked every single bit of blanket off of me. Like, I had like that little top thin thing like over my one shoulder, and all the rest of my body was out.
So, traveling, hotels and stuff like that, it's always a compromise when it comes to the beds. Usually I don't like the beds and the pillows. It's always a compromise when it comes to the shower and the water pressure and the heat.
Today's was better, though, for the shower than yesterday's.
Now, we did go and drive by the port to see where we will be leaving from on the Carnival cruise. Tomorrow. And those ships are, gigantic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's really no different. What is this cabin going to be like? What's this cabin experience going to be like? Similar to a hotel, motel.
Holiday Inn.
Bed situation, shower situation, water pressure, temperature, all that.
You got to think about it. I'm looking at this building next to us and this building behind us, and the cruise ship is about that tall, if not taller. If you really sit here and think about it, if you stand on the ground and look up, you're like, wait, this is the size of a cruise ship, but you don't realize how big a cruise ship is from far away.
It's crazy. It's like a cruise ship's larger than the hotel.
Yeah.
Hotel. Your mom said it's a city on... Well, my mom says it's a city on wheels, but then Alyssa was like, what wheels?
What wheels? It's a city on water.
But, long story short, I still want the pizza. I still want Grimaldi's.
Yes.
But apparently we have it in Destin.
We do.
So when we go back...
Grand Harbor?
We will have to pass up Merlin's and go to Grimaldi's. But while we're here... We'll take advantage of what we don't have, which was Doc B's, Rocco's Tacos, Bahama Breeze, and apparently there's a bar taco here as well.
Oh my gosh, that's what I thought we were going to go to today. If we hadn't done Rocco's Tacos last night, we would have bar tacoed today.
But we went to Hyde Park, Hyde Village, but there wasn't much over there besides a Rolls Royce Ghost or Phantom. And a Lamborghini Aventador SV, which you don't really see too many SVs convertible. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, just wasn't really feeling it. But when we get back from the cruise, we have yet another leg of the vacation where we will we do have reservations at Cowfish.
I'm really excited about that. One of my favorite things I've ever eaten in life was at Cowfish when we went for your birthday. Well, we didn't go to Cowfish for your birthday. We went to Universal over your birthday. And not even for your birthday, because the kid is the one who wanted to go, but it happened to fall on your birthday weekend. Happy birthday.
So, but if you want to see all that and keep up with that, then we have a completely different channel where we post the family vacation vlog type stuff. In addition to Patreon is where we post the stuff that YouTube won't let us post because
They're not a fan
I
of
gotta
the freedom
be
of speech.
careful with what I'm about to share with y'all and the choice of words here, because YouTube's AI will flag what our transcript says and potentially take down the video.
Yeah, very true.
But we're gonna talk about money. We'll talk about that.
See the plane taking off in the background?
Planes. That is probably the best part about Tampa is the planes.
Yeah. Well, I did get us right across from a hotel.
But eating at
the
Bahama
airport.
Breeze, we got to see the planes too.
That's true.
We had a seat right outside to see it. So we're going to talk about money for sure. That kind of goes without saying, but we're going to talk about food as well. And what you need to know about Aldi's latest $10 million lawsuit. Now, Aldi was a destination that you would visit frequently. Early, mid 2022.
When they opened the one up in Buford.
Yeah, that was all. No, that was
No, that was
Lidl.
Lidl. You're right. I only went to Aldi once. They opened one inside a shopping center over by Mall of Georgia, which is like the weirdest place for a grocery store.
Yeah.
It was such a weird.
No, Burlington.
It was right next to Burlington.
A lot of
it
stores
took over
went
a
out-
shoe place.
They went out of business over there. It was a really bad spot. Really bad spot. And then my mom, she actually asked me today, we were walking through International Plaza, and International Plaza was crazy because it's all high-end stuff, right? And we walked
And then you have
through,
a Claire's.
and I was like,
and a GNC.
I was like, did you ever expect to see a point of which you can go to the mall and buy a car? And she was like, you can buy a Tesla in the mall? I was like, yeah. And then we started getting on the topic of what the law is now that ultimately restricts some and not others from direct-to-consumer sales like Tesla. Tesla does direct-to-consumer sales, but so does Rivian, so does Lucid, and quite possibly so does every new car manufacturer moving forward that we are likely to see creating EV electric vehicles, and quite possibly some of these existing ICE internal combustion engine manufacturers deciding that they want to make a spin-off of an EV-only line to divert the need for a franchise dealership.
So I have a question for you, because you're talking about direct to consumer. Carvana isn't a manufacturer, but they are ones you can order online and it ships directly to you. There's no car lots, car dealership. So does that loophole the whole thing?
No, because Carvana is pre-owned. It's all
okay,
only
that's
about
true. I forgot about that.
Brand new, never titled vehicles. So
I forgot that.
Good question, but Carvana, they're talking about new.
Good question there in the corner, but no.
They're literally talking about direct to consumer. They're talking about manufacturer to consumer.
From the assembly line to the person. Okay, got it.
So
that makes sense.
my expectation is to see more new manufacturers popping up, quite possibly even being some of the high-level executives at some of these other companies that are saying, y'all are doing it all wrong. You're not paying me enough money. We can do it better. And that's essentially what Lucid did.
Okay.
So Lucid CEO or CFO came from Tesla. Okay. So now, granted, there will be some legalities with non-competes and different things like that, intellectual property. But I think it's going to be happening more. But the mall, Gucci, Louis, Saint Laurent, YSL, MC, like everything is crazy. So that's what I was saying. I was like, do you think that the people who work inside Gucci can afford Gucci? Do you think they can afford to buy Gucci? No. Or how do you get this employee that's probably not making a lot of money convince shoppers to buy Gucci? The ones who can afford the Gucci and or whatever brand it may be. Mm-hmm. And because as we walked by Saint Laurent and the people they were standing, they were like, they looked like the cast of Saturday Night Live with the new
Night
Asian
at the
guy,
Roxbury.
the new Asian guy, and like his smug look.
Oh no, it's attached.
His smug look, and it's just kind of like, and it's like I felt like they were trying to gauge not how much money we had, but how much available credit we had. Because ultimately they don't care. They just want to make the sale. They want to see the credit card swipe. And then your mom was like, well, maybe their only push in the store really is to get you to sign up for a credit card.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, I wonder if you can co-sign on those kind of credit cards. If they're like, well, there's at least 4 adults. Somebody there has to have good credit. If not, maybe one of the other ones can co-sign it.
But I guess Gucci...
Can you imagine co-signing for a purse? Like, are you serious?
Crazy. That's crazy.
There's no need to keep up with the Joneses that
somebody
bad.
Actually just got, I think they got arrested. Maybe they got arrested, or maybe they're getting sued. They were trying to sell $1 million worth of fake counterfeit luxury items at some purse party or something. And they got busted. They got caught. But I guess
stay out of Chinatown in New York.
I guess it's funny. I'm gonna tell you about that. So, but I guess the thing is that Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Yves Saint Laurent, none of these really matter because they sell themselves. Celebrities sell them, and people just go there to buy them. So you don't even have to convince Tiffany and Co. You don't have to convince people to buy something. They show up. They know what they want.
I mean, it's like those Yeezy shoes that you could go get the knockoff version at Walmart. Honestly, I can't see the difference. They're both butt-ass ugly. I don't understand the difference. But one of them costs more than most people's mortgage does for the month, and another one's like $20 at Walmart.
The shoe game today is changing. I don't like it.
No.
I can't get down with it. I don't know if you saw that guy and the sneakers that he was wearing at Forever 21 when I was like, check him out. I think you missed it. They were like, it literally looked like, so if you guys know Lamborghini, ironically, we talked about Lamborghini earlier. Lamborghini's shape is hexagons. There are literally hexagons everywhere.
Yeah.
And I felt like if Lamborghini made a sneaker, that's what these look like. They were like crazy hexagon-shaped, pointy, jagged sneakers. And I'm not feeling it. I'm also, homeboy right here, he got a pair of 11s. He got 11s, white and gray, low right here.
No,
in the lows. But we walked into a store at the International Plaza, and they had every pair, they had a lot of pair of Jordans that you could buy.
Those bowling style ones I love.
And they were like, they started $345 a pair. So
because they're custom colored.
No, that's exactly what it is, because they're custom colored. But a friend of mine, he actually sent me a text because he ordered a pair of sneakers from eBay, a pair of Jordans. And then eBay sends them to an authentication process, which I did not know. They sent him to an authentication process, and he ordered 2. He sent me a picture wearing one. He sent me another picture of a screenshot that says the second pair was rejected, and they did not pass.
Authentication?
They did not pass authentication.
That's crazy. Is that somebody I know?
It could have been something, It could have been something as simple as the box wasn't authentic. Crazy. Which, these
that
boxes...
price, the box better be authentic, too.
The boxes will sell for money, just like there were times when you couldn't get a PS5, and PS5 boxes were selling for money. Like, it was crazy.
That's true.
But either way, let's get back to the food. Let's get back to the money. Not get too distracted here. But it says that when a consumer buys a product, there's an expectation regarding the ingredients on the label. Truthful. Honesty. Again, the authenticity. How come we don't have this when it comes to food? We don't have this authenticity fact-checking when it comes to food labels.
Because the FDA is basically paid for by the same people that you're buying the food from.
Now, it says that if the label misrepresents those ingredients as required by a statute or regulation, consumers can seek redress for the error.
Pre-C19 possibly, but during C19, the FDA approved ingredient changes where labels did not need to be changed as long as they weren't adding in the 5 known severe allergens.
Well, we'll see how this court case pans out, because Aldi's getting sued for $10 million because on May 30, there was a contract file for product liability lawsuit against Aldi in the U.S. District Court, California Central District Court. And the pending litigation asserts that Aldi's packaging violates several California codes. So now this isn't about the FDA; it's about California codes, and California codes they're different and more strict.
I can guarantee that something on their packaging did not say P65 may contain cancer-causing ingredients, because if it has that carrageenan, I think it's called, they have to say P65, and a lot of them aren't.
So it's not just me feeling stuff on my leg?
No, it's called sweat running down from your bent knee. It's hot as out here. It's literally like 94 degrees
Tampa,
outside.
boy, I gotta tell you.
Ooh, it does not have that same breeze that we get at home. It's got the heat, but it doesn't have the breeze.
So, although the article does not state the particular code violations, it appears that the allegation stems from the use of no artificial flavors and naturally flavored terminology on the fruit and grain bars packaging. It can be assumed that the complaint details potential ingredients that violate the food labeling codes. And the plaintiff is requesting $9,990,000 in damages.
Who's the plaintiff?
For all of the class action members, and the amount reflects a figure for the alleged multiple-year code violation as well as unjust enrichment the corporation supposedly received from the product's sales. Wow, they're hitting them hard.
I was about to say, I mean, you could pretty much take anybody down for that one. You could go after Quaker, you could go after General Mills. But is Quaker General Mills or is it its own? I don't know now. You could pretty much go after all of them. Tyson, I mean, literally any food company out there could be gone after for this exact same thing.
Now, it says that the plaintiff has 2 other pending court cases against food corporations, filing a class action lawsuit earlier in May against the Kellogg Company, asserting a false advertising claim regarding the natural flavor label term on its Nutri-Grain breakfast bars. And in 2021, they filed a class action case against Balmar Nutrition that questioned the labeled versus actual amount of protein contained in its products. Mm-hmm. So to me, it sounds like, all right, so you guys, the link is in the description. I don't know if something's going on, but the link's in the description for you guys to have ways and opportunities of making money through these online side hustles of replying to comments on Facebook or posting tweets on Twitter. 100% free, links for you down below. Don't forget to apply. I've got a link in the community post for you guys to apply for your Facebook lawsuit. $725 million being sent out by Facebook. And these are opportunities for you to make money on the side. You're done sitting?
I'm done sitting because my legs are sweaty and they're like, I'm wearing shorts. And so there's a little slatted chair and my shorts, it's not working out well.
So these are opportunities for you to make money on the side. And you guys know I'm all for about trying to find ways to increase and multiply and diversify your income. Mm-hmm. And it seems to me that this person here has done just that by literally going around and finding different multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar food corporations to sue
basically
for any slight misrepresentation of their label.
I like how you use the word slight.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying
it's
like
true,
only, but I'm just saying any, when this one says like the amount of protein versus actual protein, like it doesn't say how far off is it, but
the amount of sugars versus actual sugars could literally be life and death for some people. The types of sugars versus what they're saying and what it actually is could be literal life and death for some people. So those little things, they mean a lot. To me, the food labels is where you should have the least amount of wiggle room in anything. You want to wiggle room the polyester percentage versus cotton percentage in that pair of underwear, 84 versus 83 kind of thing. Still, but that percentage in food can literally cause anaphylactic shock in somebody, can cause stroke somehow. Like there's all kinds of things that could happen with the food.
Well, the other thing is after your workout, and you're not getting 40 grams of protein, you're gonna miss out on them gains.
You just wasted all that time. So, yeah. You're gonna wither away like when you pop a balloon. Those little
if you don't make that
dog
shake
balloons
in the gym and get those 40 grams, workout wasted. So you
have to make sure you shake the shake as you're walking out of the gym so everybody can hear the little tumbler thingy in there. And while you're doing it, it's burning those extra calories because technically you're still in workout.
Yeah, that's a high intensity interval training. So according to the California Department of Public Health Food and Drug Branch, the goal of food labeling is to provide consumers with information that is factual and relevant about the products they consume. While the statement seems relatively straightforward, certain terms can benefit from more clarification. Although flavor as a taste can be subjective, the term has particular guidelines under the statute.
Now, what's interesting to me is something I have learned over the past however long of looking at food stuff is that during the pandemic, when they were allowed to make changes to their food, and now some of these places are changing the labels, it will say it'll say oils. It'll say canola / or sunflower. Well, here's the thing. Some people can do just fine with canola oil. other people will die from sunflower oil. So that and or where you don't know which one is being used because it just depends on what they want to do that day or what they are willing to spend the money on, depending on what costs what, or where it's being manufactured, whether it's Kansas versus Mexico versus Canada. That is a huge deal. That and or can literally cost somebody their life.
Under federal regulations, flavor that comes from a non-natural source should be referenced with the term artificial. Any substance that does not come from sources such as spices, fruit juices, meat, and others as listed in the regulations should be noted by using the term. While the term natural and its interpretation can be debated, the purpose of these regulations is to inform the consumer, like the kid yesterday in Clearwater, and she picked up these sunglasses. They were $25. And I was like, you ain't buying these $25 sunglasses. They're not even polarized. She goes, yeah, they are. It says polar on them. I said, it says polar. I said, it doesn't say polarized. She goes, but it says 100% UV protection. She goes, it's the same thing. I said, no.
It's not.
UV protection and polarization are two totally different things.
So I was going to say, and then I forgot what I was going to say.
The term natural and interpretation.
So I have a video from probably like 4 or 5 months ago under the food playlist on my channel, Squirrel Tribe, where I literally went through what the FDA allows in your food, the gross things they allow, number one, but also what natural flavorings, natural whatevers are. And when they say natural flavorings on the back of a label or natural flavor, you think natural flavor, you think one. That encompasses over 100 different things that they can put in there, and not all of that is good. Not all of that is actual natural either.
This is FDA labeling, whereas yesterday, now this is all going to be dependent upon when I upload this video, but yesterday, as we are standing here today recording, you put up a video about things that happen kind of behind the scenes in the kitchens of these fast food restaurants, but also you discovered Doormates.
So we're driving through Tampa, parts of Tampa.
Riding around getting it.
And I passed this thing that says Doormates by Doordash, and I'm like, what's this? So I look it up. So I look it up, and Doormates is that. And if you already have Doordash, because it's $9.99, I think, a month to have Doordash, the app, to be able to use Doordash. I did not know it cost money. $9.99 a month to have Doordash. Instead of ordering something through Walmart Spark and paying that fee and having it delivered or going to pick it up, DoorDash now has their own Dash Mart, I think is what it's called. And it's basically a little store. It's an actual brick and mortar storefront where they will have snacks and drinks and essential cleaning stuff that you can order through DoorDash, and they will deliver to you like they would normally your food and things like that.
So the reason I bring that up is because you still have to put together your video about these ghost kitchens. But ultimately what it boils down to is, what happens.
She couldn't stop herself.
What happens?
They were so nice. So they were sitting over here, the one who was talking about the sneakers, but they went around, and the guy was like, shh, because they're recording. And they go around, the other girl was like, I'm going to go back and get my hand in there at least. Hi. Like when I did the live stream on 2.0, and those kids were like, you recording something? Is this a live stream? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, hi.
Oh, man. So, but the ghost kitchens, I'm trying to get this contrast right, but the sun's acting up. But the ghost kitchens, I wonder what's going on in these ghost kitchens, because they're technically supposed to operate under the same guidelines and standards of the restaurants that they represent. But really and truly, all they have are recipes and labels to say that that's where it came from. But you're still going to be putting that one together.
Yeah. I was about to say there's some interesting stuff there.
But it says that in recent years, plaintiffs have filed actions against companies regarding the use of the word natural. For example, litigation against Publix and General Mills questions the ingredient malic acid and whether the use triggers the term artificial or artificially flavored to avoid consumer confusion. Although each claim is different, the underlying goal of these regulations is to better inform consumers regarding ingredients. In the food labeling world, superlative terms might draw people's attention, but the ingredient description should not deviate from the actual elements in the product.
Did you just say superlative instead of superlative?
Oh, man. You know what? I did, but I'm sorry. I was already thinking about something I wanted to say, right? I was thinking about something I wanted to say. Number one was somebody posted on Reddit. I'm reading. I'm like, man, can I
hurry? You know what I do? You're swirling ahead in your brain.
Can I hurry and get this over with so I can say what I want to say? But somebody on Reddit was like, yo, YouTube should initiate a new feature that only allows people to comment on videos after they've watched the whole video. Okay?
I love that, because my favorite are the people who comment without ever watching it. They're like, did you hear about blah, blah, blah? I'm like, literally, if you'd made it to second 17, that's exactly what I said.
The comments that come in super early based on title and thumbnail, and they misinterpreted. They created this idea and thought in their mind, in their head. How many people are doing that by misreading and seeing what they want to see, which is ultimately clever marketing by the manufacturers and the packaging companies to do it on purpose? That if you actually read it, it says, no, it says right here. It says exactly what it is, but you read something different.
My favorite thing is when people are like, oh, look at this box of whatever. It has 13 grams of fiber and 10 grams of protein and it's heart healthy, okay? And then you get over to the back and it has 75 added sugars and 700 carbs. And it's like,
here's the worst part
yay
about,
on the first two, but holy crap on the other ones.
Here's the worst part about the sugar, right? This is going to be like I told you guys earlier today. Food. I like how it's just these two fingers that are fooding. I feel like Ryan Trahan, because my other little wind diffuser broke and I didn't have another one, so I'm using this one. So food, this synthetic food that will be created in labs, because we are obviously going to have a problem with the future of food, as
I have info on that too.
Pollination and climate change is reducing how much pollination will occur, which ultimately will then reduce the amount of food our food has to create more food. Like, anyway,
deeper dive over here on Scroll Trap.
And I'm saying like food, because I think we should spell it with a PH. It should be PHOOD. When the food is made in a lab without any real substance, like there should be some sort of asterisk or some way to differentiate, so that you know what you're eating isn't really what you
well that's like Beyond Meat. You think to yourself, Beyond Meat, that means that it's got something better in it, and then you realize, no, it's fake. There's nothing real in it. It's not Beyond Meat. It never was meat is what they should have called it, but it doesn't have the same ring to it, you know what I mean? Never was meat, only chemicals.
Oh man, is that guy, did he go to jail?
Oh, the one who bit off the other person? Beyond Meat, who doesn't believe in eating meat, but he believed in biting off the nose of somebody that pissed him off in a parking garage after a football game.
Crazy stuff, folks. We appreciate you watching. Please smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure existing subscribers, new subscribers, turn on your notifications, because YouTube's doing some weird stuff where they're shutting people's notifications off without them knowing about it. And also check out the free links in the description down below. And check us out on Patreon, because we're doing live chats, live streams, interactive, where it's literally a round table. It's like a virtual round. It may not be round. It can be whatever shape you want the table to be.
Hexagon.
But at the end of the day, it's a hexagon. So it's a Lamborghini hexagon table. And we are literally having these conversations, topics, and discussions over there. Love to see you there. Until next time, you guys take care, be safe. We're going to sweat our balls off here in Tampa. See you, bye.